I don't really use any recovery tools. I don't get any massages. I don't do any stretching. I don't use any ice baths or any saunas. The only thing I take is some supplements, which are well researched. And I think maybe it's psychological, maybe it's placebo. That helps me with recovery, such as creatine. I think it's been around for ages now. I've been taking it for several years now, and I find that really helps with my recovery. It doesn't help me, it doesn't make me stronger, but it helps me quicken my recovery in order to train the next day. Other things such as a good multivitamin with all the B vitamins that you need, magnesium, higher than the doses prescribed, are really beneficial. Can't go past vitamin D and K2. These are super hormones and vitamins that are really important for metabolism throughout the body. Obviously omega-3 fatty acids.
Yeah, so fish
oils,
these kinds of things.
They're probably the mainstay that I take. I'm not saying, if I had more time, I'd love to maybe do a bit more ice bathing and sauna, but in my opinion, I think sometimes it's a little bit overprescribed. Yeah. So what we know for sure is that an ice bath is stress to the body.
Of course.
But so is exercise. So if you're exercising, it's causing stress, doesn't really make sense to go in an ice bath and cause yourself more stress.
Agreed. Plus, there's a lot of evidence coming out that ice bathing right after a heavy strength session is going to blunt the response of the body.
Yeah,
so you're just going to...
I agree, 100%.
You're just going to reduce the stimulus of your training. So
I think when ice baths are really effective, and I've had personal experience with this, when you've had a really heavy workout from a comp or whatever, and right immediately after it to dull the muscles, and that really helps. But apart from that, I think it's more of an anti-inflammatory aspect. But certainly you don't need to be sitting in the ice bath for 15 minutes a day.
Definitely not.
At 10 degrees.
Agreed.
I think it depends on many other factors in that.
Yeah, I think one of the big messages we've been giving people for a long time at Rise, and I think it really ties into recovery as well. The fundamentals of recovery will always be nutrition, hydration, and sleep.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
If you're limited with time or limited with finance or whatever your limiting factor is, focus on those three things, and that's going to give you 80% of the results, and all these other things, which, full disclosure, we do have saunas available at Rise, but they're 1%. You need to be focusing on your basics and your fundamentals.
Agreed.
And then supplementation, like you've talked about, is the next step. But if we can really get those bases right, then in most cases, that's just going to be a little added extra that's going to make you feel better rather than an essential. And I'm glad we're on the same page with that. It's refreshing to hear a surgeon say that, and that's fantastic.
Creatine, one of the most studied sports supplements in the world, known for supporting strength, power output, and muscle recovery. I personally take creatine monohydrate from Holland & Barrett. The daily intake depends on your personal goals, but using it is very simple. You just need a shaker, creatine, and water. And when the box runs out, I just restock at Holland & Barrett.